So I'm joined by two Grandmasters from Pool D, Alexei Shirov and Wesley. So, Wesley, the Berlin defense is a good choice when you're playing in Germany, it seems.
In Berlin.
Yeah, especially playing Berlin.
What can you say about the option you chose today for the game against Alexei?
Yeah, I think it's a better choice than what Backroad's been playing, the French, because he's playing in Germany. And I noticed Alexei always plays very principled line, so I went for endgame. I think he played the endgame very well. I had to be careful. I prepared this bishop b4 because bishop e7 has a lot of theory and Alexei has some games. So bishop b4, probably also slightly worse for black. In the game, instead of knight f5, maybe white could play rook e1, rook a d1, put the rooks there, centralized. Because I thought the position after opposite colored bishops should be completely equal. But I think Alexei played everything very well, so I had to be precise. Had to find maybe a few accurate moves like bishop c2. And in the end, my active king was enough to save the day. I think Alexei and I were analyzing maybe white has better chances, but it's hard to say.
Alexei, although you're a fabulous endgame player, you've demonstrated that many times in your career, you're well known for being a very aggressive tactical player. How do you balance these two things when you play against a solid defense like the Berlin?
Well, I think it's time to say Berlin, time to play endgames. So, because I'm almost 50 years old after all, so why to be aggressive? But okay, talking seriously, just recently I came back to this Berlin endgame because before I was playing for many years like the lines like d3 or also castling and rook e1. I mean, keeping queens on the board, but. Recently, okay, I saw some new ideas and decided to come back to this endgame, but this paid off because, like, okay, somehow absence of those years of not playing this Berlin endgame also paid its price. So sometimes I don't feel so familiar in all these positions that arise. So, I think, yeah, in general, the game was reasonable. I liked this idea of leaving the pawn on e5 hanging, and actually I learned this idea from already, I think, long ago from some of Wesley's games when he just sacrificed this pawn for long in turn of compensation. I don't even remember which game it was, but yeah, probably, yeah. So then after that game, everybody realized that, okay, you can also think about giving up this pawn even if there is nothing forced after that. So, but I think Wesley is quite right. Knight f5 is not ambitious enough. I mean, if I really want to fight for advantage, I should put my rooks there, but I wasn't so sure if he plays g5. I understood that, yeah, it's double-edged and maybe I have some chances even for the advantage there, but at the same time I wasn't completely sure whether everything would just work well there. So knight f5 was a little bit like, okay, simplifying move, which is, and normally if you simplify then you normally don't get enough to fight for real advantage. So.
According to my database, there was a previous game by MVL with rook fe1 instead of knight f5. A game played last year. My final question for Wesley. Of course, with this result, with a draw with the black piece against Alexei, and of course, pending the other game in the group, you might be able to go into the last round with a full point over your contenders. How do you rate your chances for tomorrow?
Well, if I'm not playing, I'd say it's very good because I have the white pieces. But I mean, I take it one game at a time, so you can't be too relaxed. One loss can change the entire tournament, so I just try to play each game like it's the very first round. I think I had some good games, but also bad games in this tournament, so I'm just trying to play better. But quite pleased with the draw today. I think made some inaccuracies here and there, but I managed to draw it.
Thank you for coming, and good luck with the last round tomorrow.
Thank you very much.